I thought I knew what love was. I thought I knew what it meant when someone looked into your eyes and said, "You're everything I've ever wanted." But I was wrong. I gave my heart, my trust, and my fortune to a woman who never loved me, who wore love like a mask just long enough to drain me of everything I had. This isn't just a story about betrayal. It's a warning to anyone who believes love can't be faked. It can, and I learned the hard way. I met Clara at an art fundraiser in Manhattan. I wasn't even supposed to be there. A friend had an extra ticket and dragged me along. She stood near the back, wearing a black dress that caught the light when she moved. Her smile wasn't the kind that demanded attention. It was softer, like it was meant just for me. I was 42 and financially secure after selling my tech firm for a small fortune. Clara was 29, or so she said. She told me she was a freelance art curator, someone who loved creating beauty from nothing. She seemed grounded, sophisticated, and uninterested in the wealth I carried. And that's exactly why I let my guard down. That night, we spoke for hours. I told her about my failed marriage, about how success can be lonely when everyone around you wants a piece of it. She listened like no one had before. Her laugh was warm, her voice calm, and I found myself telling her things I hadn't told anyone in years. Within weeks, we were inseparable. She stayed over at my place, cooked meals I didn't know I missed, and left little notes in my office drawer. "You deserve happiness," one said. "I'm glad you found me," said another. Those notes melted the walls I'd built around my heart. My friends were cautious. "She's young, she's stunning, and she's coming into your life fast," my best friend, Leo, warned. "Don't let your guard down just because you're lonely." I told him he was being cynical. Clara wasn't like that. She made me feel like I was more than my money. One evening, 3 months into dating, we sat on my balcony drinking wine. She looked at me, eyes glistening, and whispered, "I can't imagine my life without you." I didn't know it then, but that moment would become the weapon she'd use against me. Clara didn't just charm me, she charmed everyone. My colleagues adored her. My parents said she was the kind of woman who'd take care of me when I was old. Even my niece, who's picky about everyone, called her Aunt Clara within weeks. 6 months after we met, I proposed. I wanted to wait, but Clara said, "Life is short. Why waste time when you've found the one?" It felt like fate. I bought her a $35,000 ring, and she gasped like a child on Christmas morning. I never saw the subtle calculation behind that gasp. She insisted we have a small wedding. "To save for the future," she said. We flew to Napa, surrounded by vineyards and close friends. She cried during the vows. I cried too, thinking I'd finally beaten loneliness. After the honeymoon, things changed. Not drastically at first, but enough for me to feel it. Clara stopped holding my hand. She spent hours on her phone, texting people she wouldn't name. She said she was just tired from adjusting to married life. Money became a subtle undercurrent. She'd mention things like, "It'd be nice to upgrade the car," or "We could get a second property by the coast." I brushed it off as dreaming, but soon she started asking for access to our joint accounts. "We're married now," she said sweetly. "We should plan our future together. Don't you trust me?" The word trust made me feel guilty. Of course I trusted her. Why wouldn't I? I gave her access. I told myself love wasn't about keeping score. But within weeks, she started making lavish purchases, designer bags, jewelry, weekend getaways with her friends. When I asked, she'd laugh. "Relax, baby. It's just a treat for us." One night, while she was in the shower, I saw a message flash on her phone. A man's name I didn't recognize. The preview said, "Did he buy the story yet?" My blood turned cold. I waited until she was asleep, then scrolled through her messages. What I found shattered me. Dozens of conversations with a man named Julian. They spoke like lovers, but worse. They spoke about me like I was a mark, a project they were working on together. 16. Clara described me in brutal detail. "He's so desperate to feel loved. He'll give me anything." She sent him photos of the expensive gifts I'd bought her. They joked about the ring, about how much longer they'd need before cashing out. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat there, reading, feeling like the floor had vanished beneath me. The woman I thought loved me wasn't real. She was a performance, a skilled actress wearing the costume of love. I could have confronted her right then, but I didn't. I needed proof. I called my lawyer the next morning. We started tracking purchases, setting up financial alerts, and documenting every message I could find. Over the next month, I played my role as the loving husband while watching her drain my accounts. She transferred $20,000 to a friend's account, likely Julian's. She started pushing me to invest in a business opportunity her friend had. Every word she said felt like a lie now. One evening, I set a trap. I told Clara I was moving a large sum of money for an upcoming property deal and left a fake account open on my laptop. Within 24 hours, she tried transferring $50,000 from that account to an offshore wire. I caught it all on video. When I confronted her with the evidence, her face didn't even flinch. She didn't cry, didn't apologize. She just crossed her arms and said, "So now what? You want a medal for catching me?" That was the moment I realized how little I meant to her. I wasn't a husband. I was a paycheck with a heartbeat. I filed for divorce the next morning. With my lawyer's help, we froze the joint accounts, canceled the credit cards, and secured the evidence needed to block any alimony claims. Julian, the man she'd been talking to, conveniently vanished when lawyers got involved. Clara tried to paint me as controlling, abusive even. She said I violated her privacy by going through her phone. But the mountain of evidence, the wire transfer attempts, the messages, the receipts, crushed her lies in court. She walked away with nothing, not a single cent. Her mask finally slipped in that courtroom. She glared at me with a hatred I can't describe. For months, I thought I'd miss her. But watching her true face revealed was the closure I needed. In the weeks after the divorce, I struggled. Not with the money. I could rebuild that, but with the trust. How could I ever believe someone again? How do you separate real love from a performance? I started therapy. I learned that people like Clara target emotional wounds. The loneliness I carried after my divorce, the fear of dying alone. She saw those cracks and built a ladder straight into my heart. I tell this story because I don't want anyone else to go through it. If someone rushes love, questions your finances, or refuses a prenup, listen to that little voice inside you. It's there for a reason. Love is real, but so are predators. And the worst predators wear smiles and whisper sweet nothings while they sharpen the knife behind your back. I lost Clara, but in truth, I never had her. What I gained, though, is something I'll never lose again. Clarity. If this story made you think twice about who you trust, share it. You might save someone from heartbreak and financial ruin. And if you've been through something similar, know this, you're not alone. This is Michael Mitnick, where we tell the stories that others are too afraid to share, so you can stay safe. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more videos.